Good Monday evening, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us tonight as we present Health Transformation Stories. We truly appreciate you being with us on tonight's call. Just let me assure you that you will not be disappointed, as we have a great lineup of speakers in the queue for you. You may want to grab a pen and paper to take notes. My name is Karen Farrell, and I became a partner with the Juice Plus Company almost 5 years ago when I had a miraculous turnaround with my 8 medical issues, which are mainly autoimmune. I did that solely by eating Juice Plus's 30 vine ripened fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule upon the recommendation of my rheumatologist. I love spreading the word on what Juice Plus can do for the body, so we're going to jump right in. Speaking first tonight will be PMD Plus National Marketing Director, Elaine Mason. Elaine will be talking to you on the impressive body of research that's been done on Juice Plus and what it actually has been proven to do for the body. 3 other individuals will then share their personal stories of healing and hope after eating the whole food nutrition that is in Juice Plus. You may even see reflections of yourself in their stories. But before we get started, please know that Juice Plus does not purport to cure any illness or disease. Although, after hearing these amazing stories, you'll understand why that statement's getting harder and harder to abide by. Juice Plus actually heals and protects the cells from degradation so that the body can heal itself. Now, without further ado, please welcome Elaine Mason.
Thank you so much, Karen. I am excited to be on this call, probably because I know these stories that are coming and they're going to warm your heart and encourage your soul. And so can't wait to hear Edie, Ellen, and Precious share some remarkable stories. But before we jump into the stories, we hear a lot of times people talking about, this or that made a difference in their health. But rarely do we hear any kind of research to back that up. And it's the research that gives us confidence that what a particular product is saying it's going to do actually does in our body. And if you hear people talking about research or about Juice Plus, which you're going to hear a little bit more about, most always they're going to talk about the research that backs up this amazing whole food concentrate. And so maybe you're on the call tonight and you're like, okay, I don't know what Juice Plus is. And more importantly, what does it do once it gets in your body? And so we're going to take a few minutes talking about what is Juice Plus, and then based on the research that's been done on Juice Plus, what does it actually do in my body? So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to take a look at, I love this saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so here is a picture of the Juice Plus blends that we have. We have fruit, a fruit blend, a vegetable blend, a berry blend, and an omega blend come in capsule form, and also children can get them in chewable form. Now, what's in these blends? One of the things that really makes Juice Plus unique is that it isn't a supplement. If you look on the back of the bottles, it has a food label. And why is that? Because that's exactly what Juice Plus is food. I don't know about you, but if it weren't for Juice Plus, some of these fruits and vegetables I just don't eat. Maybe once or twice a year, I may eat an avocado, or I never would just go get elderberry, or what's some of the other ones? I'm not going to pick up some parsley and just start crunching down on some parsley. But yet all of these fruits, vegetables, berries, and seeds pack a powerful punch when it comes to our nutrition. And some of the stories you hear sharing that what the impact this nutrition has on various people's health conditions. And so what Juice Plus does is it makes it simple for us to get a wide variety of nutrition from fruits and vegetables and berries that maybe we don't typically eat, but yet we need all the properties that are in that nutrition. Now, if you pulled out let's just say some broccoli, what we know to be true is it has over 10,000 phytonutrients, meaning nutrients that are going to bat for you and your system. And yet, as we've discovered, only, I think the last I heard, 30 some vitamins and 108, I think, minerals. It's a drop in the bucket of what we've discovered and what's actually in whole food. And that's why we want to get as much whole food nutrition in our body. We're not deficient of a particular vitamin or mineral. We are deficient in whole food, and it packs so much nutrition into our body. So that's what Juice Plus is. Now, what does Juice Plus actually do in our system? Let's take a look at the research, actual research, clinical research that's been done on Juice Plus. Now, this chart's a little funny to read, so we're going to start to the right and go to the left. And what we're going to do is track, starting with 2 hours of taking Juice Plus, all the way up to 10 years. What kind of impact is it going to have on me based on science, based on research done on Juice Plus? What kind of impact is it going to have in my system? So right off the bat, within 2 to 10 hours, what we see based on research is that it significantly raises a variety of polyphenols in our system. So what's polyphenols? It is a nutrient family, typically predominantly found in the berries, in different kinds of berries. And what they're known for is slowing down the aging process. I don't know about you, but my hand is raised. Bring on the polyphenols, because I want all I can to slow down that aging process. But as these researchers discovered, okay, it takes between 2 and 10 hours to get polyphenols in your system. What surprisingly they discovered with this research that they weren't looking for is once those polyphenols got into our system and it interacted with our microbiome and then also our liver, suddenly those polyphenols began to produce more micronutrients that our body needed. Isn't our bodies impressive, incredible? When we give our bodies the nutrition, noted, I didn't say some isolated vitamin or supplement, but true nutrition that comes in Juice Plus, that nutrition does amazing things in our body. So now we've been taking Juice Plus for 7 to 28 days. What happens then? Key nutrients found in our blood serum. We're familiar with vitamin C, vitamin E, the carotenoids, folate. Maybe you've heard about lutein, zeaxanthin, and selenium. Those are just 7 of that 10,000 phytonutrients that can be found in any fruit or vegetable. So we're going to kind of drill down onto these 7 that we know the most about. Not necessarily that they're the most potent, but we know probably those are more familiar terms to us. So any fruit and vegetable are going to have these nutrients in them. So what's vitamin C do for us? A lot of things, but I'm going to give you 2 tonight. I'll cut it short, but forgive me for reading, but these 7 nutrients do amazing things in our body. Vitamin C gives us better blood flow. If you're diabetic, that's great news. It protects cholesterol from oxidation. Oxidation is just that rusting process that's going on. How about the vitamin E? What does vitamin E do in our body? It's also known as alpha tocopherol. It helps our nerves and muscles work better. It prevents blood clots. It boosts our immune system. It supports our vision, reproductive system, health of our blood, our brain, our skin. How about beta carotene? There's a whole lot of carotenes. I don't even know that they have them all numbered, but beta carotene, for one of them, helps improve our cognitive function, boost our skin health, reduces age-related macular degeneration, protects against breast cancer, lung cancer, pancreatic cancer. How about folate? Folate helps with our healthy homocysteine levels, our heart health, our brain development, nervous system, cardiovascular function, fertility, protects against cancer. And then zeaxanthin lutein, again, vision health, brain health. And then selenium. heart health, immune system, thyroid function, reduces inflammation, reduces premature aging, hair health, balance hormones. That's just 7 nutrients of those 10,000 we talked about in any fruit or vegetable. Talk about powerful nutritional punch to our bodies. Wow, that's 7 to 28 days in. Let's move to the right side. Only 2 weeks in, what does the research tell us is going on in our system once we start taking Juice Plus? Significant improvement in recovery from exercise-induced oxidation. Well, that's kind of a bit of a paradox. We need to exercise for our health, but when we exercise for our health, what happens? Oxidation, that rusting of our joints start to happen. That's why we need powerful nutrition. So we can exercise, but all the while, if we got the nutrition we need in our body, then our body is protected and we get the best of both worlds. 80 days in, what's going on? Significant decrease in DNA damage. You know, every year our DNA, it reproduces itself. It's only going to get better based on the nutrition we're putting in our body. How's your DNA, that reproduction of your DNA going? Are you getting the nutrition you need to make your DNA be better, or is it declining year after year? All right, let's move back to the right side. 8 to 12 weeks, what's going on in your system once you start taking Juice Plus? Improved gum health, skin health, cardiovascular health, pulmonary health, your functioning of your lungs. Just within 8 to 12 weeks, we start to see a difference in all of those areas. Why is that? Is because of the circulation that's going on in your body now. And that the better the circulation, it's delivering all those nutrients throughout all the systems in your body. I remember specifically getting my dad on Juice Plus. He was a tall man, 6'6", and he had all kinds of cardiovascular health. But within a matter of 3 months of getting on Juice Plus, we couldn't believe the difference in his feet. I'm like, Dad, you've got circulation going on in your feet, because his feet used to be almost purple. And suddenly it came back that color, because what happened? That circulation was getting throughout his whole body in just 8 to 12 weeks. Moving back to the left side, what happens in 2 to 4 months? A butyrate levels increase, which means better gut health and better glucose clearance. When you think about this, 23 years ago, I've been taking Juice Plus for 23 years now. I know I had never heard of the word butyrate. Maybe that word nobody even knew what that meant. So butyrate is a fatty acid that keeps your good and your bad bacteria in balance. So before I even knew what butyrate was, Juice Plus was helping my good and bad bacteria stay in balance. Isn't that the wonderful thing about whole food? There's so much we haven't even discovered yet. 23 years ago, we didn't know about butyrate, but look at what we know it does today. And yet for 23 years, I've had the privilege of my good and bad bacteria being balanced. Moving to the right side, 16 weeks in, what's going on? Significant improvement in better working memory, selective attention, processing speed, and executive function. Who doesn't want better brain function? And based on research, within 16 weeks, those are the changes happening within our brain. Yes, please, I'll take some of that. Back to the left side, 6 months in, what's going on? Reduction in fat loss, reduction in insulin resistance, increase in lean muscle mass. Those all kind of encompass that metabolic health, your blood pressure, your blood sugar, that abdominal fat, cholesterol, triglycerides. What we know, adding Juice Plus is going to impact our metabolic health. And that's definitely something we want going on in our system. Again, 8 months in, based on research, and if you want to see any of these research studies, we'll pass them on. 8 months in, improved immunity, fewer common colds, symptoms and sick days less. You know, this makes me think of a quote from Dr. Mitra Ray. She talks about plasticity. If our immune system is functioning at peak capacity, we're going to have plasticity. And it is when your body sees a bacteria or a virus it's never seen before, it has the ability to come up with a defense strategy to combat that foreign invader. Wouldn't we all love to have our immune system that functioning to that level, that when it sees something that shouldn't be in our system, it immediately mounts a defense and goes after it? And then lastly, because Juice Plus has been around for 30 years now, we have the ability to do a retroactive study, going back and saying, what happens if all these people are on Juice Plus? What is the impact? Well, the impact was millions of coronary events were avoided and billions of healthcare cost savings. Several years ago, I heard a healthcare professional say, 95% of our healthcare dollars are spent in the last 3 months of life. What if we took those healthcare dollars, we spread them throughout our life, and we function more like in the East? Dr. Mitra Ray again said, you know, in the East, we look for a doctor who will help us prevent disease and help us stay well. Unfortunately, in the West, we wait till we're sick and dying before we look for that health. We look to how do we repair once we're sick? What if we take those healthcare dollars and we invest them on truly our healthcare and staying healthy? All right, enough about that. I just wanted you guys to have confidence in knowing when you hear these people talking about Juice Plus and what it's done for them, you have the research, the knowledge of the research that's been done on Juice Plus and why they're seeing the changes in their health that they're seeing. So thanks for letting me share. I'm going to pass it back to you, Karen.
Wow. Thank you so much, Elaine. What a lesson we just learned, I tell you. You know, I never tire from hearing about the amazing benefits that our research has been proven to offer us. Next, we'll hear from Precious Cooper and her story of healing from chronic migraines, stomach ulcers, anemia, and fatigue. Precious, take it away.
Thank you so much, Karen. I want to start by saying that I am forever grateful for this community and just the knowledge and the education that I have currently, just from learning more about myself and how my body works and actually what it needs. So a few years ago, I was interested in just being a better parent and my decisions on what I give my children. And a friend of mine had our children went to the same school, and the school would do something called family dinner night, where we would get together and we was just, you know, connect and learn about the community and just be more committed to one another. And so she told me about Juice Plus at that event. I was intrigued because I had just had this conversation with my husband about wanting to do more, wanting to be better and set examples for my children. So I said yes to Juice Plus simply because of them. I didn't even consider what it could do for me. And in actuality, I had all kinds of health related issues, but I didn't even consider them because I just wanted my kids to have less sick days. So what ended up happening is that I was very content with the life that I had. I struggled from chronic migraines since 9, stomach ulcers since I was 16. I believe that the medication that I started taking is the reason why I got the stomach ulcers. And then by the time I went away to college, I discovered that I had severe anemia. And as a result of all of that, then here comes the fatigue. Now, the medication that I was on was an antidepressant. So it caused me to gain weight. It put me on a roller coaster of emotions. And a lot of times I would have dry mouth, or I would just feel very like achy, like my joints would feel achy, even when I didn't do anything that, required a lot of that. When I met my husband, I was in college. And so this was the time that we were supposed to be just living our best lives. In actuality, I was always tired. I couldn't hang out and do the things that college students do. I always needed a nap, and I was always on some form of medication. So when I was introduced to Juice Plus, I started taking it because I wanted my children to see me taking it so that they would do it also. The medication that I was on for my migraines needed to be refrigerated. And over time, I would have some at work and at home. And then sometimes if I knew that I was going to be somewhere that had a refrigerator, I would make sure that it was there too, because these migraines came fast and knocked me off on my feet most of the days. Sometimes I would be in my office with sunglasses on because I could not just take the artificial light or even the sunlight. So I've always had several pair of glasses in my purse, in my car, on desk. What ends up happening is when I go and see my doctor to get my annual, at this point I had been taking Juice Plus for about 3 months. And she was giving me an ultrasound just to check and see what she was used to seeing on a regular basis, which my stomach was inflamed and full of ulcers. This day in particular, she was confused by what she saw. So she asked the nurse to swap out the ultrasound machine and bring in another. When she did that, I was confused and I was asking what was the situation. And she said, just bear with me for a second. She was startled because when she started to look, she saw no ulcers. Over that period of time, I accidentally healed myself, not knowing that what I put in my body would somehow change my gut health, my microbiome, all things that I never really knew anything about. When I'm sick, I take a pill. Like that's what I was brainwashed to do. I take some type of prescription drug, and oftentimes what would happen is that I would develop other side effects. So when she saw that, I started paying attention to myself, my day to day. And I noticed that I had more energy. I noticed that I didn't have to drag myself out of the bed every morning. I noticed that when I came home from work, I wasn't crashing like I always did. Oftentimes I would be at the dinner table trying to enjoy a meal with my family at the end of the day or help my children with homework, but I didn't have the strength to do it. So thank God I had a husband that would step in and help with that. That migraine medication that I always kept places, I looked up one day and it was expired. I had allowed it to sit in these places over time because I didn't need it. There would be a couple that I would even have in my purse sometimes, and it'll be all, worn and withered because it was down there at the bottom of my purse because I hadn't touched it in a while. I was able to really just enjoy life again for someone who was young and shouldn't be going through all of that. So over time, I just started feeling better. And I noticed my children as well. They were not missing school or having to leave school early because of a fever, runny nose, any of that kind of thing. What we have been able to do is take more vacation days instead of sick days because no one in my household is getting sick anymore. My husband travels for a living and has been doing it since he graduated college, which is 20 plus years. He sits in a car and drives hours at a time, and the joint pain that he once had is no more. My husband always has to joke and let me see him do squats. So he wants to prove to me that everything is working good. That makes me pray. That makes me feel good about my family because their health is my responsibility. And I am doing my best to show them as an example. If I take care of myself, then it makes them want to take care of themselves too. One of the things you heard Karen say about we can't make any medical claims. And yeah, it's difficult not to do that when you know what is done for you. But a year and a half ago, my family went to Atlanta to celebrate a family member's birthday. And after we returned home, maybe about 2 to 3 days later, we kept getting text messages from different friends and family who were calling and let us know that they had contracted that word that we shall not say that starts with a C and it's not cancer. So of course
Right.
we did like we were supposed to do and went and got tested. We discovered that my family, as well as the family that I had invited, did not get that COVID. They did not receive it. My family didn't get it. And I sincerely believe it is because of flooding my body with nutrition every single day, allowed my immune system and my family's immune system to fight. So although I can't say that it healed or it protects between anything, I can say what it did for me. And I will not go one single day without taking Juice Plus ever again. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you
right.
so much, Precious. That's amazing. I love that you threw your family's story in there as well. We
Mhm.
so appreciate you, your open and insightful candor. Next, please welcome Edie Schultz as she shares her struggles with Hashimoto's thyroid disease and intraocular glaucoma. Take it away, Edie.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I'm a little nervous. I mean, this is my first time. I'm sorry. All right. Well, y'all know my name. It's Edie Schultz. And I just want to share my story to inspire you that there is hope with Precious. I mean, it's amazing with her ulcers and just not getting COVID. Along with that is I was diagnosed in July of 2020 with very high intraocular pressure glaucoma. I experienced long durations of rainbow prismatic arcs that I saw in the peripheral vision that migrated to my central vision of my eyes. And I'm sure y'all would know that was very scary. I had extreme sensitivity and eye pain looking at artificial light or direct natural sunlight. So this was very concerning, and I actually feared losing my vision. My doctor had prescribed, after being diagnosed, a few eye drops, and there was nothing that was reducing my intraocular pressure. And the one that did, after a couple years into it, I had developed such adverse effects, like extreme adverse effects to it. So I stopped taking any eye drops. And at that point, he suggested taking having glaucoma laser surgery to reduce my intraocular pressure. And just to let you all know that I wasn't willing to have any kind of laser surgery or any glaucoma surgery of any kind. So I prayed every day to God to help heal my eyes and my vision. And it was shortly after that, I just said, okay, I'm going to introduce more dark leafy green vegetables into my diet with higher potassium concentrates, higher vitamin A or carotenoids. So I did that every day. And then I started juicing these same nutrients and adding more essential vegetables, fruits, and spices. And I did that every day. And it just wasn't enough for my eyes or my body. So at that point is when I met a woman through a mutual friend in late December of 2022. And really, y'all, that's really when my life changed, because God definitely answered my prayers, and she introduced me to Juice Plus. And at that moment is when I realized just the benefits and how it was processed, that this was going to change my life, the science of it. I'm like, oh my God, how it's purified more through low temperatures of dehydration of an oxygen environment, and how it's pure nutrients and whole food nutrients. So just after taking a combination of 40 fruits, vegetables, berries, and plant omegas for 9 weeks now, I noticed immediately within the first 3 days, and my eyes were really bad, I noticed I could look at artificial light without it hurting my eyes. 2 weeks later, I was driving at nighttime, something I haven't done in, oh, I don't know, probably since August of 2020. So that was a huge milestone for me. And so now I can look, at headlights, taillights, police lights, traffic lights, ambulance lights, that they're not chasing me or, they're just chasing other people, and without experiencing any eye pressure or pain of any kind. And that, you guys, is a huge, huge significance for me. My pupils are of normal size. I'm no longer having dryness. In fact, I'm having more moisture in my eyes. So that tells me the fluid is no longer retained in the back of my eye. It is coming forward, and that's what we needed to do. So I have seen Juice Plus already heal my glaucoma. I have also noticed, because I was diagnosed in November of 2022 with Hashimoto's thyroiditis autoimmune disease. And Juice Plus is healing this as well. I used to have a lot of inflammation throughout my whole entire body. So I see a huge decrease in that throughout my body. My thoughts were more scattered. I couldn't concentrate. So I'm having more focus and clarity. I couldn't be on a computer longer than an hour. Not so much for the brightness, but that too, for my eyes, but also because I would get scattered. It's like my brain was in a tunnel vision. I just couldn't focus. So what a huge difference Juice Plus has done in my life. It's actually going in and it's repairing all the damaged cells and neurons, because your neurons, your fibers right by the retinal wall, by the optic nerve, it is going in and is repairing this throughout my whole entire body. And so I see Juice Plus as whole food nutrition, as God's pharmaceutical pharmacy, and it is no comparison to pharmaceutical medicine, where pharmaceutical medicine treats symptoms, or it actually goes in and provides many side effects or adverse effects. So y'all, just in 9 weeks, I have seen a huge difference, and my quality of life is better than it has ever been. So I thank God he has answered my prayers, and I no longer fear losing my eyesight. I am so grateful to Juice Plus and to my friend who introduced me to Juice Plus, because I know it was no coincidence of meeting her. In fact, it was God directed. He did answer my prayers. He connected me with this child and other children in our community, in our Juice Plus community. And what would we all do? Our whole mission, and you guys have been in this so much longer, but I love that your mission and main concern is to pay these blessings of healing and wellness forward to everyone, because that's exactly what God wants from all of us, for all his children. And I know I'm nervous tonight, and I'm sorry. I just want to say, there is hope, because glaucoma is a disease there's no cure, but I'm telling you, it is reversed in me. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to you all. Thank you for hearing my story.
Oh, I love it, Edie. Thank you so much. I too suffered with Hashimoto's, and just like you, I'm so grateful to be on the other side of the symptoms thanks to Juice Plus. Thanks so much for presenting tonight. And you did great, by the way. And finally, we have Ellen Orton, who will be sharing her health journey with adrenal fatigue, high cholesterol, weight management, anxiety, and joint replacement issues. She will also share her family story as well. Go ahead, Ellen.
Hi there. I will say God also, puts somebody in the place at the right time, which was Karen. I bumped into her when I spent a month in Florida, and I would see her in the morning working out, and I got to know her, and I wasn't feeling the greatest. And the last few years, I've been struggling with being tired, and I would go to the doctor and they would just say, well, you're going through menopause, you're going to put on weight. And people eat more than they really realize. And I was trying to track everything I ate and everything I did. So then they ran some tests and said my cholesterol was extremely high and that my vitamin D was down to a 3. And my adrenal glands were just super stressed out. And they reminded me that from having my hips replaced that evidently I'm too tall for my bone structure and I should seriously think about losing some weight. So I thought, well, okay. So when Karen asked me about Juice Plus, that one day we were on the treadmill and I was just like, oh no, sure, I'll give it a whirl. So, she made me a shake and she gave me some samples to be taking until my Juice Plus arrived. And what my husband didn't know was that he also was going to be taking it with me. So he'd be like, what's this? And I go, oh, it's fruits and vegetables. You'll love it. So he just proceeded to take them too. And I didn't expect a miracle in a month or anything. And, but I did notice I had more energy and I started sleeping more at night. So I was feeling better. And then I noticed my food cravings improved. And my daughter's a nurse and she's one of those who will buy you an outfit and it's the wrong size. It's called an incentive outfit. So she gave me the scale that was a health fitness scale and it does tell you everything. I got on that scale. It informed me I was 60 years old. I was obese and that my protein was very low. And at that point, I did not like the scale, but I continued on with my Juice Plus. I did double my omegas and I did then do 3 shakes a day. And now it's been a year and I'm down 44 pounds in fat. I gained 10 pounds in muscle. I went for my checkup and my cholesterol is down like 84 or probably more like 100 now points. And my vitamin D is up to 50 or 51 right now. So that all improved. And my adrenal glands are fine. My doctor, she did ask me what I was doing and I did take along my Juice Plus information and I showed her what I was doing and she reviewed it and she said, I'm putting this in your chart as a prescription. So you'll have this out there going forward. And that was great and everything. But then it was one day, my phone text came up and it was my Walmart reminder. Because I do the 90-day prescription for my anxiety medication and I forgot to take it. And I went to go look at my pill thing and I forgot to take it for a long time. And I thought, oh, wow, I didn't expect that. And that was something I have been battling for like 30 years. So for me to just walk away from that medicine was amazing. And my husband went for his checkup and he went for blood work beforehand. And he never said if he was like really feeling better or anything, but his triglycerides were always 600 to 800. And any medication they put him on made him very ill. So he said to me, I need you to come here. And I thought, oh my goodness, now what? We've had so much crazy stuff going on. And he goes, look at my triglycerides. He goes, they're the lowest in my life. They went down about, right now, he was on it for about 6 or 8 months and they were down 400 points, which was huge for him. So I said to him, I'm excited to see how it's going to be in a year for you. And he was packing this past weekend to go to Nationals for bowling and he ordered one of those big pill boxes to pack up his Juice Plus. And I said, you know what you're going to miss this weekend? And he's just like, my shakes. And I was like, well, yeah, that's the wrong answer. I wanted you to say me, but yes, you're going to miss the shakes I make for you every morning. And so he's liking it. He says he feels so good. And another big thing for us is then I put my children on it and my son had shoulder surgery, and he recovered really good from it. then my daughter, we put her on it, and she's just a whole nother story in herself, but she's allergic to fruits and vegetables unless they're cooked, along with peanuts, pine nuts, and tree nuts. So food for her is slim and scarce. And Karen did the research to make sure she could take it, because we did not want to have an episode in the emergency room from her throat swelling shut. And it came out that she could take it, and she's been taking it now. And that's just huge for us. So at the end of the day, it's been a blessing for our family. And again, I swear, God put Karen in my life that month. It was just like, I can't thank her enough. And everybody at Choice Plus has been so nice.
Aw, it'll make me cry. Thank you, Ellen. You tied up our evening with a great big bow, and I love you and your family's story. It's just, your results are music to our ears.
No, I appreciate you, because you know I'm the hot mess.
No, 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 no. Our heartfelt thanks to all of our generous speakers. I'm sure you'll agree with me in saying that their information and stories are both inspirational and hopeful. The research Elaine described clearly supports our guests' personal experiences on Juice Plus.
Mhm.
Tonight, we heard about migraines, ulcers, anemia, fatigue, autoimmune issues, intraocular glaucoma, adrenal fatigue, high cholesterol, weight management, anxiety, and joint issues. That's a lot. Maybe you felt a twinge of familiarity in our speakers' narratives. If something they offered struck a chord with you, or if you need additional information, perhaps you're ready to begin your own health journey with Juice Plus, please get back with the person who invited you to this evening's event. They'll be more than happy to share our mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. Thank you again for your